Welcome to the Navigator podcast.
Today we are discussing process improvements and process efficiencies. And with us, we have the founder and CEO of Windy City Wire, Rich Galgano. So appreciate you spending some time with us today talking.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate the opportunity.
Right. So one of the things, and I've really respected your company, and you've differentiated yourself in a number of ways. So you're manufactured in the U.S., your distribution network, the quality of your wire, a number of things. What excites me is more of an operations person is how Windy City Wire has thought through how to efficiently pull, stock, all those things in terms of just really saving the integrator time. What kind of made you focus on that side of the business? Because I find so many people just don't.
Well, we set wire and cable for all practical purposes is a commodity, right? You have copper and plastic. So I've always been a believer that one, customer service has been a lost art. And two, if you're only selling a commodity, you're going to have, you're only you're dealing with price and availability. And I just wanted to take a commodity and non-commoditize it. And by adding value and adding things that can benefit the customer with what they do with the wire. Wire is the last thing people think about when they're doing an installation for the most part. But if you think about everything you do with the wire, you order it, that's a process. Then the wire gets shipped to your facility or a job site. You have to receive it. Then you have to store it. You have to put it away. Then you have to identify what you need. You have to remove it from the storage. You load it onto a vehicle, in some instances, drive it to the job site, unload it, bring it onto the job site, decide what you need to utilize that day, set up your wire pull it, cut it, take it down, set it up, pull it, cut it, take it down,
right,
move it, set it up. Oh, what does every one of those transactions cost? Right.
A lot of time.
A lot more than the price of a single wire or a single spool box of wire and cable. So our philosophy has been, if we can reduce all the time associated with every one of those processes, from ordering it to setting it up, pulling it, cutting it, moving it, doing all of those, we can affect every one of those transactions, because every one of those are a transaction. We will provide great value to the customer. So everything we did was designed around reducing the total transaction cost of dealing with wire and cable. And we've done that better than anybody by far.
Got it. Well, and again, I've worked with integrators, and they're just seeing, cost savings. And what I look at running projects and working with hundreds of integrators is you never get time back.
No.
And so, if I can reduce my labor pools and all that transaction by 10, 15, 20%, one, I don't have to go hire people. But now I'm really creating some profit and generating some efficiencies. So awesome. Yeah. And again, you've got some specific tools, and your packs and things like that. What are some of your key items that really make a difference out in the field besides the transactions?
Well, it's obviously the tangle-free box that never knots, never tangles, the ability to link multiple rack packs together to enable just the best wire and cable pull in the industry, a consistent wire and cable pull, the ability to put those rack packs onto a transportation device and go from pull to pull quicker than you normally would, the ability of one service technician or one cable puller to do the work of 2 or 3 technicians in the field at one time. There's a tremendous amount of advantages. Plus, we also are the only company that polywater. We actually we call it Smart Wire Glide. We put a polywater on the outside of our jacket, which reduces pulling friction 80%, which allows you to pull in really tight environments or with existing, in environments that have existing cables, and prevents the cable burn. So we can't talk about all the benefits in a short podcast, but there are many, and some things work better for other companies than they do for other companies. And it's like a big buffet line. You pick what you like and you use it and eat it, and what you don't like, you just discard.
Right. How have you, I mean, I'm sure you've got customer referrals and testimonials. What are some of the things they say coming back to you? Because again, it's a very good philosophy that you've proved true with.
Yeah, I would say the number one thing we hear was, "Oh God, I wish I used this 3 years ago on this job. I wish I knew about this 6 months ago. Oh my God, if I would have had this for this job, I would have saved so much time." So we hear a lot of regret about not coming to Windy City Wire sooner. But once people give us a whirl and try us, they actually they become believers very quickly.
Right.
And
And again, believers in the system, not just the wire. And that's the difference that you've made, is really
Yeah.
understanding how your integrators work and how, again, time is money.
Yeah, absolutely. And as far as I know, we're the only wire and cable company in the world that will actually give somebody free wire to try, because we know what the results will be. The results will be increased savings, decreased labor time, increased productivity, and a customer experience that is absolutely second to none. It's all about the customer experience, and the experience with us is hands down phenomenal.
Awesome. Well, again, in the industry, we often have the integrator facing their client saying, focus on the customer experience. But as a manufacturer and provider, you're doing the same. So that's great.
100% focused, 100% on the customer.
What's not a detractor, but what keeps people from coming to a system that obviously works? I mean, those customers that, again, say they come and they go, well, I wish I would have done this 3 years ago. What do you say to the people who don't come or who aren't willing?
I say, I'll give you wire to try. And if it doesn't deliver what I say it delivers, I will never bother you again. But if it delivers what I say it delivers, then I think we should have a conversation to decide if this is something you want to move forward with.
Right.
The biggest, I don't want to say word hurdle. Some of it's skepticism, right? People don't believe
Right.
what you say. And the other thing may be something in the AV world, especially spec position. Well, sometimes I have to use this spec or this spec. And we've done a really good job of navigating those situations where someone says, well, it has to be manufacturer A or manufacturer B. Once they see our specifications, we compare them side by side. We give them that level of comfort. But sometimes it's hard to break long-term relationships. Someone's been dealing with a supplier for 10, 15, 20 years. But I always say I built a hell of a company by doing one thing, which is ending relationships. So that's what we're really good at.
Well, and what I see from an operational viewpoint is oftentimes people will make a purchasing decision, but they're not taking into account the whole company in terms of the time savings. And again, that's a huge piece when you're in a multi-project environment and it's summer and we cannot lose time. So it's bringing operations as part of that business case is what I'm really pushing more and more companies to do. Not only with wire, but with software too. How many different pieces of software are people touching?
Right.
Let's think through, again, just keystrokes and just transaction time. So I'm glad you brought that up. So it's a key metric that you use and that your integrators can use.
Yeah, and what's the value of same-day shipment and getting a consistent delivery every time, and knowing every time you order something, you order it Monday, you're going to have it Tuesday, and it's going to be
Right.
packaged this way, and it's only going to take me 7 minutes to receive it, and it's going to fit on my shelves perfect. And every time I order it, I have the same delivery driver deliver it, and there's a level of consistency. And there's a value in everything we do.
Well, not only, there's objective, just time, money. I need less space in my warehouse. I can actually run a leaner machine there, but just the confidence, like I can sleep tonight because I know it's going to be handled.
Yeah.
So that's a huge piece.
Avoiding returns, credits, and damages. What do those cost companies? So we're just really focused on making sure the orders are 100% correct, get them out the door, packaged perfect. They arrive at our customer's location the way they leave our location, which is perfect.
Got it.
Then, another thing we didn't touch on is we're doing the customer branding now, where we're actually taking our customers' logos and actually placing them on the front of our rack pack. So we're branding all of our most of our packaging now to our customer's logo. And because of COVID, we had some issues with getting all of the remote locations set up with these customized printers. But by the end of August, every location will be shipping customer branded, logo branded material to all of our customers. So when they go out to a job site, they're selling their company, not Windy City Wine.
Right. And again, brand is becoming way more important because that, I mean, that just exudes a whole lot of different entities, again, objective and subjective. Awesome. Thanks, Rich. And we always ask every interview we do, you know, what's the book that you're reading now and kind of why?
I'm actually reading a book called X by Chuck Klosterman, who is, it's a book of just his essays that have been published throughout magazines throughout his career. And it's really pop cultures. There's some great, really short articles and essays. And I'm a big 70s and 80s rock and roll fan. So, you know, there's great stories about Van Halen and Kiss and Metallica and Led Zeppelin. And there's some just great sports stories, basketball, football, baseball, just again, short essays and pop culture. So it's a nice light-hearted reading in these days of shutdowns and riots and everything else that's going on.
Right.
So,
Yeah, exactly. We need some relief. So
yes.
great. I appreciate your time, Rich. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You guys have a great day.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.